To know what's a lie, what's a scam. People that give you the advice to have fun in your 20s, it's a lie, it's a scam. Do not fall for it. I highly recommend that you work extremely hard in your 20s so you can enjoy your 30s. So many people have done it backwards and they are regretting it. So many people decide when they turn 30 years old or when they get to that 28-year-old mark and they're going to 30, and it's like, damn, I gotta get a house, I gotta have my kids, I gotta, have this in order, that in order. I highly recommend that you work on those things in your 20s. Chase your bag in your 20s, stay focused in your 20s, finish school in your 20s. Then when you're 30, you know that you have accomplished something, okay? Because when you get out of high school, right, they give you about, once you get out of high school and about time you turn 28 years old, the world makes it seem like you need to have everything in order, right? So if you need to have everything in order, I want to let you know right now, 10 years is not enough, okay? Some people are still going to school, okay? Some people can't even find steady jobs in the fields that they went to school for. So when I tell you to work hard in your 20s, I mean it. Work hard in your 20s, and then you can plan your 30s. You don't need to go on vacation every weekend. I'm still saying, you can do the things that you want to do. You can live your life. But as far as spending every dollar that you have, getting credit card debt, getting evictions because you don't want to live with your parents, I highly do not recommend that.
Give me $50.
I ain't got it.
You can't afford to give me $50.
Get your ass out my goddamn coke.
I'm feeling this. I'm the professor, I will test you in the worst way. Don't bring a scantron, it's pop quizzes all day. Cause of our chemistry, we do biology. What's happening, fam? L.A.R movement still moving. Subscriber died trying. You see the thumbnail? More importantly, you saw that clip. Like, I'm glad this sister said that because a lot of y'all get suckered because a lot of y'all want to be suckers. And here's the thing. People, when you start believing that bullshit about, I'm young, I got time. No, you don't. No, you don't. Because the earlier you start doing the right things, the better it's going to be for you in the end, normally, just in a general principle. But when you play this game where, I'm young, I could make mistakes. Okay. Like, you're not a child. You're a young adult. So when you make a mistake as a young adult, your ass is going to pay for it. One way or the other. Adults pay for mistakes. So I don't know why y'all think y'all got I could do this and do this and do that. It catch up with you. Like, for example, some of you people, I remember people having the thing where I just want to be young and free. I'm going to move here, break this lease, break that lease. And then you wind up having a bad rental history. And, you're relegated to shitty apartments until you get that shit together. Some people will be young and I'm gonna go travel, I'm gonna go see this, and I'm gonna go do this, and I'm gonna go do that, and I'm gonna go do this. And then the money that they spend for travel, they need it in their 30s. You get what I'm saying? Some of y'all play this game where, you know what? I'm young. Well, you can't do it now. Well, you can do it, but it'll still be a penalty. But I'm young, I ain't even gonna worry about health insurance. I'm young, I heal, and then you wind up jammed up. And you know, when you need a doctor, you can't use it, right? Or it costs you an arm and a leg. So it's like you tripping. Some of y'all have these things where you're a shopper. You got to have these clothes and those clothes because you're grown now. You could, I got style. I could get what I want. And you look up and you got all the shit that you wanted, and the vast majority of it, or at least half of it, is out of style now. And you overpaid for this stuff. And now when you need money to do some adult shit, it's wasted in your closet. And it's like, I got time to fix it. And because they don't tell you, you have to work hard to put yourself in a position to take advantage of the opportunities you're going to get in life. Because what happens is when you play that be young, have fun, I ain't going to worry about a game, opportunities they just pass you by because you're not prepared, because you were more prepared about other stuff. Um, some of y'all want the fly car, and it's like, understand, okay, you probably shouldn't get the fly car because you can't necessarily afford it for the most part. And it's not just the car, it's the insurance because you're young. But hey, I'm gonna do what I want to do. This is what I want to do. Okay. And then you realize, that wanting to be fly set you back by the time, the car got paid off. Or you got the car repo because you couldn't keep up with the payments, which, hemmed you up later on in life. So this idea that you got time in your 30s, that's why you see people in their 30s, 40s, and 50s scrambling because they were just, I'm going to do what I want to do. Like a lot of times, and I'm going to tell you, a lot of times you'll know somebody who wasted their 20s by the habits that they have in their 30s and 40s. Because some people will go, okay, I effed up my 20s, I got to get it together. Because most of us in America live in paycheck to paycheck. That's just the reality of it. But what's interesting is, it's just in my opinion, when you're in your 20s, you're setting yourself up for a better life if you do it right. And what I mean is, your your life insurance is going to be the cheapest you can get it. Your health insurance is going to be as cheap as you can get it. You get what I'm saying? Now, car insurance, they gonna throw you under the bus. Um, your credit, you just starting out. So if you can just be, at least try to be responsible. And what I mean by being responsible, if they give you a limit of $1,000, don't go over 150 to $250. That's all you spend. Don't do it. Because when I'm gonna pay the bare minimum, and that is gonna balloon and balloon and balloon, and you're not gonna be able to afford it. I'm just gonna tell you the truth. When the people who went to college and got an education, I don't know why y'all do this shit, but because I've seen it. You went to school, you got a degree, and I'm not even talking about that you might not work in your field thing, because that just happens with most people. But what I will say is this: that you just want to kick it a little bit, and and still have a little college life once you graduate. The student loans, they gave you 6 months. 6 months, you got 6 months, and then we on your ass. And it's like, think about that. Think about that. If you went to school and you have student loans, they're not playing with you. They're gonna give you enough time to get a job in an apartment and not pay me. So this idea that I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna do what I gotta do, I'm gonna take my time. Okay. Because that's, to me, student loan interest is worse than home interest. And I'll say it's probably worse than child support interest. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to remember, man, when Barack Obama was running for president, he was in his 50s and he was still paying his student loans. Think about that. So and he did it the right way, as far as, went to Ivy League schools, this, that, and the third. But hey, so he knew he had to win later in life because, he leveraged a lot of his youth to get to a particular position. But a lot of folks now, this idea that, oh man, I got time. Y'all got a lot of pictures, you know, about what you doing, where you went, where you eating, and some of y'all, drinking, some of y'all smoking, and it's like, bro, this shit not adding up. It doesn't add up long term. Like, it's not. People want to talk about when it, how many subscriptions you got. That's not really the issue. A lot of y'all issue is being young and being lazy. Uber Eats, drinking problem, weed habit, want partying too much, eating out in that kind of way. And I'm gonna say this: if you young, whether you're a man or a woman, date people who like you because they'll drain you. Dating people who don't like you will drain you, and you'll waste a lot of time and money in your 20s, you know, trying to quote unquote date and mate and be and mingle and be single and have fun, and you wind up with absolutely nothing at the end of the day but a bad attitude. So when they tell you got time in your 20s, they should tell you it's a countdown. Your time is a countdown. It's not, because it's not one of those things where people say they count from 20, or when I get 30, that's when it's going to hit. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Depending on where you at, when you hit 18, that's it. When you hit 22, that's it. You get what I'm saying? That's what it is. And some of y'all want to play. Like, you want to double back and dabble and go back home and shit like that. You might want to cut that shit out. Because when you get accustomed to always going back home, you're going to wind up being like those people in their 30s and 40s that's just somehow at home. That's because they didn't take their 20s seriously. So I'm going to just leave it at that, man. You tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe, or die trying. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace. You ever been at the top of the universe? I'm going to take you.